record it as well
Okay,
because
okay.
I think the resolution is better for the recording. All right, I think we're on YouTube. Yeah, we're live on YouTube now.
Welcome everyone. Today we have our new show. We are discussing on Tesla. You know that already. I share a lot with volatile and economic forums, with our YouTube channels, and with our social media in LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook. That we are developing a
Sharif,
conference on Nikola Tesla technologies. We have our new show. We
sorry.
are discussing on Tesla. You know that already. I share a lot with volatile and economic forums, with our YouTube channel,
I don't know how
our
to
social
stop
media,
the.
in LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. That we are developing a conference on Nikola Tesla technology.
I'm getting the sound from the YouTube.
Sorry, discussing on Tesla. You know that already. I share a lot.
Turn it off. Okay, sorry.
Okay, no
Everything's
problem.
time, Sharif. I was getting the
Okay,
sound from the YouTube as well. Double.
no problem.
Okay, all right. So now just wait a second. I thought what we can do to start off is show the logo. 1 second. Can show the logo. Um, okay, we'll be better as we go along. Okay.
Professor, let's say I give some introductions, then I will ask questions. You continue and discussions
Yes.
continue. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. My computer's all right. So I'll start off with a pic with our logo. Um, that'll probably be better, right? Oh, I think the Zoom and live streaming takes a lot of memory because my computer's so slow. Okay. All right. So hang on a sec. Yeah. This. All right. Can you see that? The logo? True. Hi, Sharif. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Sure, sure, sure. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Yeah, I'll wait for you. Hi, Sharif. Hi, Sharif. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'll share the picture. One second. Our logo. Okay. So I'll share the. Can you see the picture?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then uh, how do I record? Oh, record. Okay. Here we go. Three, two, one. Hi everyone. My name is Professor Adrian David Cheok, and I'm joined by Dr. Sharif. And this is our very first podcast called the Short Circuit. It's all about shorting Tesla stock. So, Dr. Sharif, do you want to introduce this podcast?
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Adrian David Cheok. Can you hear me? Yeah. You know that everyone that World Talent Economic Forums, as well as Professor Adrian David Cheok, he has a very famous conference and school, Nikola Tesla Graduate Schools. And he actually contributed a lot for Nikola Tesla and already is promoted in BDC and many other places. And many universities, especially from emerging economies like Bangladesh and India, they also very much interested about Nikola Tesla. So today we're going to discuss about many interesting aspects of Nikola Tesla, Tesla vehicles, and there are some scientific approach as well as some Tesla stock and stock price related approach. So we're going to discuss on that issues in this podcast. So Professor Adrian David Hughes, what you want to discuss about this Tesla circuit? So how does it work? If you share your scientific view with our audience, that will be interesting.
Great, thank you. So, I think we the focus of our podcast, this one can be about the Tesla stock, and it's also a story about Elon Musk. and he is known as a genius, but he's also a very, I would say, devious man, and he lies a lot, and so that's not good for the name of Tesla, Nikola Tesla. And I want to talk more about the details of how this happened. So how what's happening now. So let me first share with you, Dr. Sharif, the uh, Tesla stock price, and I'll go through the latest news of over the last week. All right. So anyway, right now it's about 10:13 in New York, Dr. Sharif, about 10:13. And so you can see that the stock is going down. It's now $179.80. In the pre-market, it got down to about, let me just check here, about 178.05. So I think it's probably going to head down to that. But yesterday it closed at about 183.17. So it's already lower than yesterday's close. This is the night session until 8 p.m. And then at 4 a.m. the next session starts. You can see it went low here and it went up again. But now the market is open and it's going down. But anyway, I think it'd be very interesting for me to show you, if we zoom out of here, I will show you a chart of what has happened to this stock over the last 2 weeks. Sorry about this. So you can see here, in the gray bar is the nighttime and morning session, which is the extended hours. And the black bars is the actual daytime session, which is 9:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. New York time. Okay, so let's start here. Now, I've been reading a lot of the news, and I have been following the stock very, very closely. So I can tell you. So the stock got to about, actually got lower than this even, I think. But anyway, let me just try to zoom out here a bit. We might have to go this way a bit. All right, so yeah, here we go. So you can see on, as we went on I think, yeah, this was the lowest point. It was the 23rd of May, 23rd of April, and the price got to about $141, right? So that was a very, very low price. I think it was a 52-week low, right? So 100, but keep that in mind, $141, 52-week low. Right. Now, the stock price went up a bit, a lot actually. So I want to tell you the story of what happened. It's a very interesting story. So now the price went to a 52-week low. Now keep in mind, Elon Musk owns a lot of the shares of the Tesla stock, and also he is trying to get paid an agreed amount of stock. The Delaware court threw out his pay package. They said it was unfair. So I think Elon Musk has been trying to increase the stock price, and he's been doing it in very devious ways. So anyway, the low was about here, Dr. Sharif, about $141. Now, look at this here, right? The stock suddenly went up. Now, the Tesla had the quarterly report for the first quarter of 2024, and it was absolutely terrible report because the number of cars sold this quarter fell a lot. The earnings per share fell a lot, and a lot of the financials fell by quite a lot. So everything was bad news, and Elon Musk knew that. Elon Musk knew that everything was bad news, right? Going into this quarterly report, he knew everything was very, very bad news. So what happened at this point here? Let me just zoom in a bit so you can see it a bit more carefully. So you can see here, let's just zoom in a bit to the day of the quarterly report. Right, so the market closed at 4 p.m. and they released the report. So Elon Musk basically said two very big fat lies, right? One was that they're going to make a cheaper car, because about a week before this, Reuters reported that Tesla had scrapped the cheaper car, and so all of Wall Street was hoping that Tesla would release a cheaper car because that would increase the market share. But Reuters reported they cancelled that project, and also at this low point here, there was a lot of bad news. So the number of cars delivered was way below Wall Street's expectations. So I haven't exact numbers, but roughly Wall Street expected about 440,000 deliveries, and I think that Tesla delivered about 380,000. Also, the market share in China went down a lot, and also Tesla, Elon Musk said he's going to fire 10% of his staff, which is a lot of people because it's a big company, right? And Reuters reported that they're scrapping the low-cost car, and also Reuters reported that probably there was an internal email that Elon Musk is going to fire about 20% of his staff. So this looks very, very bad for the growth of Tesla, right? Because they haven't produced a new model for years. They still have the Model 3, Model Y. They haven't released a new car for years. It's just terrible, right? Now, the other thing I want to say is that this price is very, very highly overvalued. So the price per earnings is in the 50s. Most cars are about in the 5 or 10s, most car companies. So Elon Musk is trying to sell his company as not a car company, but an AI company. So everything was bad news. And then look here, what happened. Elon Musk said at the quarter one earnings that he said that they're going to release a robotic taxi by this year, and they're going to launch it on August 8th. And they also said they're working on a cheaper car, even though Reuters had found emails to show, and they did interviews with many staff to show they scrapped that project. But Elon Musk basically totally lied. And there's a lot of people who are fans of Elon Musk. So instead of the price dropping dramatically, which it should have, because it was all bad news, because Elon Musk basically lied, and a lot of people believe him. The stock, you can see the stock price went up and up and up, right? So let's zoom out a bit now. So the stock price went up and up, and it went up by a lot. You can see it went up by a lot when it should have gone down, according to all the financials. Now, it didn't stop there. I'm just going back to now the whole chart. You can see it kept going up. Now, what happened is that so you can see the stock went down a bit here. So the USA has a National Transportation Agency, and they investigated the software in the Tesla cars, and they found that there was a lot of failures of the software, and there was hundreds of accidents, and actually people went to hospital, and also quite a few people died. One of the famous examples they gave was a child was getting out of a school bus, and the Tesla car, which was on their what they call autopilot, continued to go at highway speeds and killed the child, right? And they said there was plenty of time for the car to stop. A human would have stopped the car, but this autopilot just kept going and killed the child. So the stock price went down a bit. Now, I think what happened is Elon Musk thought, I've got to do something. I've got to do something to bring the stock up, because it was very bad news about like the killing the child, and his autopilot software just doesn't work properly. And he's promising that there's going to be a robot taxi launched August 8th, right? Which is a lot of rubbish, right? Because right now it's killing people on the road. So what happened is he went to China. He suddenly went to China. By the way, he cancelled a meeting with the Prime Minister of India. He said he was too busy. But then I think when he saw the stock was going down again, he made a sudden trip to China, and actually, so what happened is that in China, I'm just reading from the news here. In China, he went to meet the former premier, and they didn't approve the fully automated driving. All they did is that they allowed what they did is that they allowed Tesla to be one of the companies that can use data from the streets in China, because until now they were not allowed to use data from the cameras, right? So all that happened is that the country said Tesla is compliant with the country's data security regulations, right? That's all, right? But basically, all of the some of the media, which they also are strongly supporting Elon Musk, but some of the media said that the automatic driving, or FSD, is approved in China. But Wells Fargo, which is an important bank, said the stock jump was not warranted. I'm reading from the report here. Expecting limited earnings per share impact from the deal. They said Tesla's FSD system is vision only, with decisions that are not dependent on mapping. And also they made a deal with Baidu about mapping, but they said Baidu's role in FSD tech is unclear. And they also said they say there could be restrictions on sharing data, which could limit Tesla's ability to leverage their tech progress. And Wells Fargo states that they are underway with a price target of $120. But look what happened is the share went up like crazy, and it went up to $198, Sharif, right? From no news, right? Basically, flew to China, and everyone thought, oh, yes, China's approved the automatic driving. But as I said, all that happened is that they allowed the data to be, Tesla to be using data in China. But so there's endless lies coming from Elon Musk, and he's doing everything to make the stock go higher because he obviously he earns more money when the stock goes higher. But now after this 198 peak, the stock has been steadily going down, right? And you can see even today it's here right now, right this second. Now I want to tell you some latest news. California, which is the #1 market for Tesla, had a lower registrations, lower by 8%. So that's very bad news for Tesla. So that news came out. Now, another news that came out is, this is unbelievable. Elon Musk fired the entire supercharging team, including the head of the department. So he fired about 500 people, and these are the people that are building the charging network for Tesla, right? So he fired them. Can you imagine that he fired 500 people? Now, if you have a Tesla car, where are you going to charge the car if they are firing all of the people responsible for the supercharging network? So I'm zooming right in here now, so you can see the stock is really going down again because of this bad news. So the summary is, it's been an incredible story the last 2 weeks. Elon Musk is full of lies. He's full of cheating, but you can see the stock is going down because there's bad news coming out every day. Elon Musk is firing, most of his company, hundreds of people, and even firing the people who are responsible for the supercharging network. So where are people going to charge their cars, right? It's just crazy. So Wells Fargo says that this stock should go to 120. Let's see what happens, Dr. Sharif. That's the point of this podcast. We'll follow this stock price, and we'll see whether it keeps going down. So it's an incredible story, but true.
Thank you, Professor, for your excellent analysis on the Tesla stock, and I believe that it will be helpful for industry people who want to buy Tesla stock and Tesla things. But you already shared the historical trend of Tesla stock price and some other analysis and the prediction for the stock price in the near futures. So how does Tesla stock price compare to the other automotive company? If you want to compare to the other companies, maybe it may be helpful for our audience.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's way overpriced. Like I said, there's a measurement for shares, which is the price per earnings. So for Tesla, it's about 50 or 60, depending on the stock price. For other car companies like GM, Toyota, Ford, it's like about 5 or 10, right? So the stock price is like probably 10 times overvalued, right? Now, the other thing is BYD is a Chinese company, actually now has become the biggest electric vehicle company in the world. So they can make cars the cheapest car for Tesla now is about 40,000 US dollars. They're making electric car for 10,000 US dollars, right? Now for India, for China, for Bangladesh, where you are, people are going to buy the $10,000 car. They're not going to buy the $40,000 car. And actually, the $10,000 car has more features because it's brand new. So in fact, uh, what I'm saying is people should short this stock, which means that when you short the stock, you make money when it goes down rather than up. So if this stock goes to 120, if you buy it now at it's 180 right now, people can make a lot of money. I believe this stock will go to 120 or even $100 in the next few weeks. We'll keep an eye on it. But yes, Chinese companies are really, really doing incredible products. There's BYD, which is now the biggest electric car company in the world. There's Li Auto. There's Geely. There's so many Chinese electric car companies. I don't think Tesla can compete because they can make the prices very, very cheap in China with electric cars. And they're very, very excellent and good cars, electric
Thank
cars.
you, Professor. Thank you, Professor. This is very interesting discussion. What impact do regulatory change or government incentive have on Tesla stock price? Is there any government incentive Tesla has, or it creates some impact on Tesla?
Well, in China, the Chinese government gave a lot of money to the electric car companies to, start up. That's a Chinese style. I don't think Tesla has got directly money from the government, but they've got subsidies. So that if you buy a Tesla car, the government gives some subsidy to the people who buy the car. But I want to say something which I mentioned before, is that the two US senators and also the National Transportation Board are investigating Tesla now because they sold a software called Autopilot. This is where Elon Musk, I think, is a big liar and he's a cheater, right? So if you call a product Autopilot, people expect the car will drive by itself, right? If you call it Autopilot, right? Now, yes, if you read the manuals in very tiny writing, somewhere in the manual they say you must always keep your eyes on the road. You must always keep your hands on the wheel. But nobody reads that, right? And the average person, Sharif, just sees the word autopilot. They think, okay, this car can drive by itself, right? And that's where Tesla's being investigated now by two US senators and also by the National Transportation Bureau because they sold this software and it's killed people. And I just told you before, but the young child got off the bus and a Tesla just kept going and at full speed and killed the child, right? And then Elon Musk is claiming it's autopilot, right? So their excuse is that, oh, no, in the book, in the manual, we say you must keep your hands on the wheel, you must keep your eyes on the road, but nobody reads that, right? And even the Transportation Board said this was cheating because when you call a software autopilot, people expect this is an AI that can drive the car by itself, right? So just the name itself is cheating people. So I think government in USA is going to, they've already started investigation. When they bring out their report, I think the stock's going to go down even more, right? And this is a real shame because Nikola Tesla was a great man, very honorable man. And Elon Musk took his name and is building one of the most biggest cheating companies in the world, right? It's scamming people. I mean, look at this, Sharif. can you imagine you're some normal person and you bought the stock at 198, right? And 2 days later, right now it's 179, right? So Elon Musk made a lot of money by making the stock go up here. He probably sold a lot of stocks. But can you imagine you're a normal, mother or father, you buy the stock at 197, like I just explained all the details, but most people do not read those details, do not read those news, right? Dr. Sharif, they don't read those news reports. So can you imagine in 2 days you've lost so much money, right? And it's just going to go down even more, right? So out of respect for the Tesla name, we must show in this podcast what the hell is going on with this stock, and especially with Elon Musk. He's a big cheater.
Mhm. Okay, Professor. My last few questions. How does Tesla financial performance correlated with its stock price movement? And what are some strategies for investing in stock market?
Well, obviously, as you can see, Elon Musk wants the stock price to go up, right? Because his wealth comes from the stock price, right? Um, Now, I just showed to you those people who don't read the news, just normal people. They might have bought the Tesla stock at 198 2 days ago, and it's already look at the price now, it's 179.98. They've already lost so much money, right? So I want to tell people the way to make money is to short the stock. Don't buy the stock. You short the stock because it's going to go down, right? And it deserves to go down because Elon Musk is lying to us and is killing people, basically. His software is killing people with this autopilot.
Okay, Professor. Thank you. What's your closing remarks? What do you want to share with our audience and how they can learn more from your show?
Well, this is a real story and it's ongoing. It's not stopped. It's not stopped. It's not the end. I hope we'll keep doing this podcast until we see the stock price go down to maybe 120 or 100. But you can see that, unfortunately, the moral of the story is people who are very Elon Musk is a very smart person. I don't want to say he's not smart. He's a genius, right? But he's a evil genius, right? He knows exactly what to do to manipulate the stock, manipulate the people to buy the stock on no news, right? If it was really good news, we should buy the stock. But I just explained to you, all of the news was rubbish, right? And he's, flying to China, all this kind of stuff, just to make the stock go up. So what I like to do is to educate people. You can make money when you see a company like this, which is lying and cheating, which is being investigated by the government, which is using Nikola Tesla's name. You can make money by shorting the stock. It means you sell the stock. You make money as it goes down, right? Don't buy the stock. Imagine you bought the stock 2 days ago at 198. You've already lost a lot of money. And I think this is going to go down. We'll see it every day going down and down. And I think this, hopefully a lot of people will watch this podcast and see that this stock should be shorted and short the stock.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Adrian David Cheok, for your excellent contribution for economics. You are actually very diversified, knowledgeable person. I am very impressed by your knowledge in science and engineering. Now I am impressed by your knowledge in stock market. So it's very interesting session. Hopefully this will be helpful for our audience. I request all of our audience, please share our content as much as possible. It may be helpful for developing your knowledge in stock market, and it can be effective to grow your economical conditions. Thank you, Professor Adrian David Cheok. Thank you. Bye-bye and take care.
Thank you, Sharif. I just want to say follow our podcast called Short Circuit. This is the first one. Follow it on YouTube, and also I think Dr. Sharif will post it on his social media, and but we will make the podcast available on YouTube. And please watch our podcast, like it, and share it. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharif.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.